Hey everybody.
Hi guys. I have to apologize for my attire. Matt and I were just meeting up real quick to talk about business, and we just got on this long tangent about everybody's been hearing the buzzword recession, and maybe I should wait to buy a house for that to happen, and what does a recession mean? And so we just went down this awesome rabbit hole about what that looks like, and I wanted to sadly get on video looking like this to bring it to you and have this discussion, because
It's that important.
It's that important that I have to look like this. So I want Matt to start out and just kind of explain why you're hearing the word recession and what that actually equates to in the housing market.
Yeah, I think you look great.
Thanks.
Just so you know. Hi everybody. The term recession it sounds awful, right?
Yeah.
It sounds like,
It's
oh no,
scary.
recession. It's scary. It's a scary thought. The definition of recession is simply two back-to-back quarters. So quarters like the last 3 months on the calendar of negative GDP, that's gross domestic product growth. Okay, everybody's bored to tears by now,
No,
but
I find it fascinating.
we're talking about recession because we've been in this highly inflationary market right now. Leading up to the last 6 recessions over the last, I think, 80 years, there was a predicator that happened. In that event is measured by the Treasury yield curve. So the Treasury is, I'm referring to these instruments, they're debt instruments that the government uses to issue Treasury notes to basically create money. There's different terms, so they expire over 2 years, 5 years, and 10 years. So you have these 3 terms. If I'm gonna lend you $5, Amber, and you say, hey Matt, I'll pay you back tomorrow, I'd be like, great, just give me my $5 tomorrow. If I lend you $5 and you say, hey Matt, I'm gonna pay you back in 2 years, I'd be like, oh, I don't know what you're gonna do in 2 years. You might, you might go run a marathon. You might do a ton of real estate. I don't know, but I'm gonna charge you interest, right? So the short-term note tomorrow is 0% interest. The long-term note, pay me back in 2 years, I might charge you 10%. So you have to give me 50 cents.
Okay.
Okay, so give me 50. The reason why, and what I'm talking about, is that these current Treasury notes are all flat. There's the same interest rate for the 2-year, the 5-year, and the 10-year. They're different lengths of maturity. What that means is that whereas there should be higher interest rate because there's more uncertainty in the future, it's actually projected to now. So there's this flat line of uncertainty. We don't know what's going on in the economy, A, and B, there's a lot of money that's out there in the money supply that creates inflation. Every time this has happened, that the 2-year, 5-year, and more specifically the 2-year, 10-year have been flat or even inverted. So sometimes the 2-year, the rate's higher than the 10-year, there's been a recession that's followed. Usually it's the next 8 to 14 months. We're about 6 months into it. So since the two inverted. The reason why we're talking about recession, why it matters to you, to me, to Amber, is what does that do to my home value, right? I'm really interested in recessions because when that happens, interest rates go back down. Right now we're in a higher interest rate environment. If and when the recession happens, there's going to be an opportunity to refinance, A, and B, your home value is not going anywhere.
That's the important thing about this recession. This doesn't hit the housing market. And like we talk about over and over and over again, even if it stabilizes or you hear the word recession or anything goes down, the 20% that people have been seeing in their home prices year after year after year is not sustainable. And we've been saying that. So even if it's not 20% next year and it's 10% next year, or the year after that it's 5% or 7%, you're still seeing a increase in your home value. You're just not seeing it at these insane levels. And who knows? I mean, the interest rates climbing actually price out buyers. So those buyers might come back and maybe they drive it back up again. But the important thing to know and understand is the recession, the terms that you're hearing, is not something that's going to affect the housing market other than interest rates. So if you're thinking, I'm going to wait for this recession to hit hard, for interest rates to go back down, you can hope that, but you can't predict it. So, because it's the government and they do whatever they want, right?
That's
I mean,
right.
we don't have a crystal ball for them, but it still means that home prices are rising, whether it's a 5%, 7, 10, 15, 40, they're still rising. So to wait to buy a house, if that's something that's in your wheelhouse, is still not the right move. You still want to get in and buy it before the home prices continue to rise. And if it does recess and the interest rate goes back down, you can refinance down to a lower level.
Yeah. Should we tell them about the people that we told to buy back when rates were low?
No, because nobody listens to
Nobody
us.
listens.
No offense to that group.
So my takeaway, I mean, Amber's nailed it. When you're looking at buying a home, we're really not trying to time the market, right? We're not transactors. We are not speculators in the housing market. You're buying a home to live in, to fulfill like a family need, a personal need. You want to get a dog, you want to move out, whatever it is. The reason for buying a home isn't, I think prices are going to go higher. If you are waiting to buy a home because you think that it's unaffordable right now, just wait because it's probably going to get worse. And I love what Amber was saying about, homes have been appreciating at about 20% annually, which is crazy. It's not sustainable. It's not really healthy for the market. Even if you're a homeowner, you don't want to see straight up like that. You want to see something nice and level. It's kind of like the thing that I use is we're just doing 105 down I-25, right? We've been doing that for the last 2 years. We're going to slow down to about 85. Historically speaking, 4% is the rate of growth that you can expect for home values, right? We've been 20, 15, whatever. If we're at 7%, fan-freaking-tastic.
Yeah.
I'm happy about that. So that's really what we're trying to get across.
Yes, it's information. I mean, Matt is such a wealth of knowledge when it comes to how the feds do what they do. I love talking to him about this, and then in turn I have to just throw it at you because I think you should also benefit from his knowledge. But it is important to understand what it means and know that there are two people here that have your back and would be happy to geek out on this with you to answer any questions. So recession, okay.
That's
It's
right.
not scary.
That's
it's
right.
okay for the housing market. That's that takeaway?
That's the takeaway.
All
That's
right.
good. Good job.
Thanks for
All
geeking
right.
out with me.
Yeah.
If you guys need us, we're here for you always.
Thanks, guys.